Yeah, let me spit this yarn to you, I think you might be a bit surprised here. So I want to explain to you exactly, I'm sure a lot of you have heard this term I've used, I have one. Other rappers have used, other rappers haven't. I was with Hooligan Skinny when he got his, funnily enough. But FPO, Firearm Prohibition Order. Sure you've heard it. I don't think you actually know, or when you hear what it actually is and what it means to you also, you might be very surprised that stuff like this happens in Australia, all right? So what a Firearm Prohibition Order is, it is something, hear this carefully and take this in, all right? It's something that the police have the power themselves to put on you. Not the police apply to a judge and does judge decides, or anyone in the world decides whether it's justified. No, the police have the power to put it on you for whatever reason they want. Listen very carefully. You would think that if it was a firearm prohibition order, it would be applied to people who have done crimes with firearms. Makes sense? Does make sense, but unfortunately that's not what it means. So it is just they put it on anybody that they deem unsuitable to have a firearm. That's it. A copper of any rank, not a boss, not a fucking commissioner, any copper from any station just says, I deem this person to be unsuitable, and you have this. This is what happened to me. I have not one gun charge, not one ammunition charge, not involved in one crime that had a gun in the background, in the foreground, hanging out my ass. I haven't even had an allegation of a gun and I beat it in court or nothing, just not completely non-gun related. Right. So I have one. There are people right now in New South Wales, listen to this, that not only have, so all right, I'm a criminal, you might say, all right, but you're a criminal, Spanian, you sold drugs, so you should have a gun order, whatever. All right, that's like me saying like fucking, remember you should have a non-rape order. You're not suitable for rape, so I'm gonna put a non-rape. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not suitable to commit a crime. Like, listen carefully what I mean by this. So, there are people in New South Wales right now who haven't even got a criminal record. No interaction with police, yeah, good on ya. No interaction with police, and they got FPOs. So it is anyone. So any copper can just put it on whoever they like, for whatever reason they like, and there's no process of looking over to see if it's stupid or not. So and now let me tell you what it means, what a FPO actually entails. So once they do that to whoever, they then have the power, the power to completely disregard the laws when it comes to harassing, searching, raiding. Listen to this. So if you have an FPO, so this is how it is for me, I'm gonna talk for me. I have an FPO. So the coppers now have the power to raid and completely search any vehicle or premises that I enter, not that I own, that I enter, including businesses, including commercial premises, for the rest of my life without asking anyone. They don't even have to apply for these warrants, judges, it doesn't exist. So what essentially that means is, for the rest of my life, anybody's house I go to, any McDonald's that I enter, a convenience store, I could jump in your car, I could go on a boat party, whatever I go, the police have the power to disregard the laws and disregard any rights that any of those owners have, any business owner, any home owner, any car owner, completely disregard them and just completely raid it, search. And this is what happens. They come in, they put everyone on the floor, they take the kids away. Your kids will be put into like police fucking care at the front and completely search that place top to bottom just because I entered it. Think about this carefully now. If these coppers from every local command in New South Wales decide to chuck it on, which they have, 100, 500, 600 people, criminals and non-criminals, just because they decided to in their vicinity, then if there's 500, 1,000 people in every vicinity in New South Wales that have an FPO, all they have to do is just wait for one of those 500 people to go into anything, any car, anything. They just watch. They could literally, if they don't like you, and they don't have a warrant to raid your house or raid your business. They just want to look in. They just wait for one of the 600 people to step foot in your place, and then they raid you and get you for everything. If there's something to get you for, maybe they just fucking want to harass you. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is if you think about what this means, like, you know what I mean? There's no more warrants. There's no more rights. That's it. There's not even an appeal process. There's people in New South Wales, they're not even criminals, right? Never even had interactions with the law. They've got this. There's not even a way to appeal it. It's just outside judges. So the coppers just decided it. They do it. They don't ask for a judge to raid anything. They do it because they want it, and there's nowhere to appeal. There's nowhere for me to even say, wait a minute, I've never been charged, accused of having a gun. Why are you raiding? So for me, I had my house raided just multiple times for no reason at all. Every time I get pulled over, these cunts, they're retarded. These cunts are retarded. So every time I get pulled over, they pull me out the car, completely search the car, search me. There's no more asking anymore, like, why are you searching me? Why did you pull me over? It doesn't matter anymore. You have an FPO because some copper in King's Cross 4 years ago decided that I shouldn't own a gun. I don't want a gun. Never owned one, right? But he decided that I shouldn't. So now on the spot, I get completely stripped, and anyone with me in any place that I go in for the rest of my life. And there's nowhere for me to say, why is this happening? Shouldn't this be for people who have had guns? There's no even process for that. All right, so think about what that means. So they literally do. I play this it's this fucking like game. It's this game that I play, and I've been playing it every second day. I play this game with them, and they see me and they quickly run up and they're like, get against the wall. Have you got guns on ya? I'm like, nah, man, I don't. I didn't have them last year, didn't have them the year before, didn't have them 10 years ago, I don't have them now, I won't have them tomorrow, but we can pretend. It's like, you know what I mean? They just carry on like that. And it's like, and I say to them, sometimes I have arguments with them, I say, why you, hurry up, mate. Why are you pretending that I've got guns? Why are you pretending you're looking for guns? And they're like, you got an FPO. And I said, why don't you look at my record and see that there's no fucking guns? Just some grump decided to put it on me. I was like, oh, it doesn't matter if you've got it, you got it. One copper, one time. One copper, one time. All right, it was a Burwood copper. He was a senior copper, had all the Yahoo stuff on his shoulder. So he had a brain about him. You know, it wasn't just one of these dickheads that roam the streets. But he pulled me over, right? I was speeding 8 kilometers over the limit, Parramatta Road. And he goes, you got FPO? And he goes, all right, so we have to search it, blah, blah, blah. I go, yeah, whatever. All right, sweet. All right. He goes back to his car. One copper that had a brain out of all of them goes back to his car and comes back like 5 minutes later. He goes, why do you have FPO? I said, I have no idea. He goes, where did you get the FPO from? And I said, King's Cross Local Command, you know, when I was living in Woolloomooloo. He goes, do you know the copper's name that put that FPO on you? Because I'm going to give him a phone call. I said, I don't. I really don't. He goes, I just looked in your whole criminal record. You've never been accused or have anything got to do with guns. I don't know why you have an FPO. You shouldn't have it. He goes, why don't you fucking make a complaint? I said, there's nowhere to complain. And he goes, oh, true. I'm going to have to look into this. I'm going to get in touch with that copper. I'm not searching you today. You can go. That's just stupid. This is what this copper said. One copper. Yet I can be in Glebe, and the same gronks in Glebe pull me over to search me for guns every fucking week for the last 4 years. But you know what I mean? Like this is anyway. So you might just think that the FPO is like, it doesn't mean nothing to you. All right. But essentially it's changed society. So just think about that now. They have 500, 1,000 people in every area with these guns, gun orders, justified or not. So they will now, if they want to raid your house, they will raid your house. I guarantee they will just sit there and wait for you to come into contact with anyone that has it, and then you get raided. And listen to this, on top of that, there's one more clause in this FPO. So now, as a person who has an FPO, if I'm in a premises, so if I enter any premises, say you say, Spanian, come to my birthday party. I go to your birthday party. This is what it's like to live with FPO. I go to your birthday party. Boom, they raid your house. Everyone's on the floor because I entered. They can do if they want. Any firearm or prohibited weapon, including machetes, including fucking bats, shit like that, hunting knives, whatever, nunchuckers, that is found in your premises is presumed to be mine unless I can prove otherwise. All right? So if you tell me come to your birthday party, I go into your birthday party, they raid, there's 2 machetes under your bed in your hallway cupboard. If you don't put your hand up for it, all right, I get charged. And on top of that, there's mandatory sentencing. I get years in jail, and that's the way it is. There's no way out of it. So not only now have they took that power away where they can go wherever they want, essentially, and do whatever they want. Fuck the law, fuck judges, fuck everything. It's just to fuck judges, because when they face judges, the judge wants evidence. Why are you harassing these people? That's what the judge says. Why are you going to go in their home? Why are you going to harass these cunts? Why are you pulling them out the car? The judge is not always against you. The police are always against you. The judge isn't. This is to get around the judge. It's like, fuck the judge. That's what they're saying. So now, when there's a situation where they go and raid somewhere or sign something, and there's something in a common area, they don't know who owns it. This is their way to get around that. So if there's 10 of you and one of them has an FPO, it's like, well, mate, we don't know whose it is, so it's yours with the FPO, and you're going to get a mandatory 5 years for this machete, unless the person who owns it puts their hands up. Oh, well, you're letting your mate get 5 years. This is what they do, bro. And this applies to the whole world. Think if they have that power, think about it. This is changing society. But this is what FPO means. I just wanted to explain to you what's the FPO, and yeah, you see all rappers with it. This is how I live day to day. That's why you see heaps of my stories. You know how much this happens to me? It's nothing anymore. I hate their guts. I hate coppers. I reckon they're putrid dogs. I hate them. If they die, I laugh. I hate their guts. Mums, I hate them. Like, one copper I met has a normal brain. All the rest of these coppers, they will just fuck your life, rip your shit to shreds, and they know that it's not, but they just don't think, bro, because they're just robots, Anyway, this is what it's like to live with FPO, and fucking, yeah, coming to a town near you, lad.